Honey Badger, and welcome to my broadcast. Just before we get things started, we are going to link my. Oh, I don't think I have linked it yet. Give me a second. I need to link my channel to the video. Apologize if you can hear a washing machine noise in the background. You shouldn't be able to hear it, but if you do, I'm washing clothes. Alright, so that's all linked up. So, yeah, we're going to do the 9:10 Harold Wheelstone to Elephant and Castle, and then we are going to do the 9:27 to Elephant to Queen's Park, and then that'll be it for today's broadcast. Alright, without further ado, let's get going. Yeah, so how is everyone doing? Have they had a good Easter just gone? Tell me what you got up to in the comments below, or say anything in the chat. Keep it brief and simple. Just the fact is I suffer with dyslexia and I won't be able to read the comments so easily, so keep it like, yeah, it was good, or no, it wasn't good. Yeah. If you could wait to the broadcast finished and you can put it in the chat afterwards, what I tend to do is copy and paste comments and stick them into Google Translate and then get the voice to read it out. Really good help, Google Translator. Other translators are available. So we're going to set off. So first things first, we are going just to we have to put the lights on. Stick the master key in first. Okay. Well, we don't want bright. We'll have it on. We'll have it on bright just because I need to really keep. It's night time, so we don't have to keep people awake. Where's the lights on the left side of the platform? That's right. That'll be fine. Okay. Put it into forwards. Let's get moving. So we'll do this train run, then we'll do another one next week, and then we'll do a final train run after that, and then we will do a different route next time. We are going to go on to the GWR line. Yeah. The last video I might do a special end, actually. We are going to transfer on that. I'm going to do a special end, so the last video might be a bit longer. So we've got this broadcast, another broadcast to do, and then we'll do the final broadcast with a special end. Also need to just go into settings, and I just need to turn off objection markers and stopping markers. I think they left on because I did a tutorial, and every time you do a tutorial, they automatically get turned back on. Okay, are we? I'm multitasking a minute, and I'm just doing something on my phone while driving trains. What's not good, because you should never text while driving. I'm not actually texting, but I am doing something. But I'm keeping my eye on. What's that speed limit? 45. Okay. Okay, I've done what I need to do on my phone, so my full attention is with the train and the platforms coming up. I forgot to turn on my keyboard. Oh, bless me. If I stop right at the end of the platform, that'd be so... once it goes past like 10, it's like when it rapidly stops. I think I do like a night run better than a day run. One, there's less trains and less people, and two, the signal lights glow in the night. There's like little green and red fireflies and yellow, but not red ones. The red ones, I don't like red ones. Right. I think the Bakerloo line is quite good because you get a bit of a mixture between underground and overground. Fun fact that the London Underground is mostly overground. It's not all underground. If any of you guys, some of you guys might know, but any of you guys didn't know, there we go. There we go. I like using my keyboard whenever I'm playing Train Sim because I can make PR announcements. Now approaching South Ken. They don't have PR announcements in this game. Where is the PR machine in this train? I don't know if this thing will oh, it is. No, it's this one here. It's this one here. So this is the I only know this because the game London Underground, the Circle Line, what I actually do have, it's I actually do have, maybe I might play it on PC at some point. You actually can program the you can actually program in the public announcements, and what you do, you program it in by using this, and then you pick up the phone, and that's where you do your PA announcements to passengers. Normally it's all automated. Talking about automated, we forgot to tell the people that this train is in service. God, not very organised today. And yeah, the PA system is automated, so it will do the public announcements for you, but you can pick up the phone and do it yourself. I think it just brings a bit of a personal touch to your job if you connect with your passengers. You know, pilots do it, you know, why not train drivers? Normally the guard does it, actually, on the train, if trains still have guards. Kind of like what they were thinking of phasing them out, because the PA system does all that. Like, not many trains have guards, because the PA system has kind of taken their job away. Like, yeah. Also, like tickets as well, like you kind of don't need tickets anymore because you can use your phone, you know. But I suppose they have to check your phone for your tickets. So, or like public service, like if someone say, hey, when's the next stop to such and such? So if someone's like, oh, when's the next, how many more stops until Wembley Central, they would say the next stop. I just don't think a machine is helpful, but I think a bit of human interaction is better for socialness. Also keeps jobs going. Yes, a machine can do the jobs, but do we really need the machine to do the jobs? Otherwise, what's the point of working? What's the point of paying taxes? You know, humans need purpose in life, and if you take away such purpose, or jobs that have purpose, then there is no need of living. From day one, humans woke up, they went out, they hunt, they killed, they got their animals ready, they eat and repeat. But we don't hunt animals anymore, we go to the supermarket, we farm animals, we go to work. For me, I'm probably classified as an entertainer, so after a hard day's work, you'll watch my videos as a relaxing entertainment, or maybe some background footage, just something like, you know, you can have to be some kind of relaxing thing, like people have pots of plants and stuff, or a nice picture frame, but you know, they're static. That's why I think people have fish, because it's nice to, like, in the background you can see them moving around, and it's a thing you can just watch. You know, if you're not doing much. Just going down here. Just gonna put the brakes on slightly. Speed back up. I consider my channel as a background noise or background background image that you can watch intensely and have it as entertainment, or you can have it as a like you're doing something in one's home and you could just stick this on, you know, do some ironing, or while you're washing the dishes, or you know, housework chores, and you have something in the background you can watch while you're doing those chores. Of course, if you are watching my videos while doing the ironing, for example, please be careful. Safety first. I don't want you to burn your hands because you've been grossly, intentionally watching my videos, like you're engrossed in the act. So yeah. Or if you're chopping vegetables up or chopping up a piece of meat, using a sharp knife, make sure you keep an eye on the knife and the thing you're chopping. You know, safety first. If you are just sitting down watching this, enjoying, then that's fine. But if you put my videos on in the background, make sure whatever you're doing, make sure you're safe. Safety first. You know. So yeah. So I like driving the trains at night because see the green glow of the lights. I know I don't know what it is, but it's like kind of like calming in a way. I just like the look of it. Going up to 50. This is quite a bit of a long platform, I noticed. That's another thing, if you keep driving on the same route over again, you get to not only you learn the train itself, like for me, it's brakes. Every train I drive, the brakes are going to be different. Some brakes are going to be sharper, some brakes are going to be slower, some brakes are going to be easy to put on. Some are going to be some are going to be like the brakes are very weak, they're not that great. Acceleration might be a bit slower and stuff, so it's getting used to the machine itself, knowing what kind of power it has, you know. And then the next thing is like the route itself and route learning and stuff, knowing that that red signal in the right hand corner is a red signal at that station. It's not going to be a red in between stations, you know. If it is in between stations, this means because we're following a slow train, now that signal, that red light there, that's for that line, not for my line. And I was going a wee bit fast then. Too much talking, not enough paying attention. And yeah, and now I'm like looking at platform length, so I know, you know, if I slow down too fastly, I'm gonna not stop in the right place. So it's quite good. And it's come second nature. But as these videos are going, it's instead of talking about the next station and discovering next stations and talking about maybe the history of certain stations and stuff, I'm kind of like having a general conversation while driving trains, which is kind of nice. Again, I'm going to just take her off a bit because I've got an incline downwards, so I'm just going to let the train roll down the hill. That's another thing, is I know where all the hills and all the dips are and stuff, so that's kind of, still haven't mastered the tunnel thing yet, and then per Piccadilly Circus, but yeah. It's quite good. Man and machines working together. And then I think going back to the conversation about machines taking over is man and machine and technology working together as one. We should make technology to assist and not replace. When something starts replacing something, that's when it's not good. Now, of course, you know, a PA system has replaced the function of a train driver or a guard to tell information, but that means they can focus on more tasks and don't have to worry so much about what's this, what's that, what they're doing, so much so they can focus on set tasks. Like in supermarkets, you have self-serving checkouts when you serve yourself, what I actually quite like. Now, does that mean that there's no more people serving you when you go to them and, you know, scan the items, or, you know, and that means there's no workers in supermarkets? Well, the supermarket itself, people can now, the shop employees can now focus on stacking the shelves and doing stock rotation. You know what stock needs to come off, what stock needs to be put on, what stock needs to be stored, and they don't have to go out and, you know, scan our food and stuff. So it's quite good. Of course, having a couple of those there, because some people do big shops and not everyone's going to do little shops. So like half and half is quite good. And my local supermarket, we do have half and half. Like fast food restaurants, for an example, McDonald's, other fast food places are available. Have, you know, a little machine where you can tap the food you want, and you know, press continue, and you select all the ones food you want, and then you get like a little ticket, and you wait for your number to call out, and the people cook and prepare your food, and you get it. But there's no human interaction anymore, where you can go up and say, "Hi, I like a cheeseburger and chips, please." Now it's just like, number 7. There's a shop in Argos. There's a shop in the UK called Argos. Sorry, and you basically do the same thing, but if you want like items, like for example, if you want a toaster or, you know, a toy or something like that, you order it and you wait, and they get it and bring it to you. It's probably, Argos was probably before Amazon came around, other online real estate places are available, where you can go online and find what you want to buy and then buy it, and they'll deliver it to you. It's the same principle, but you have to go to the shop. And I think things like that, other shops, other jobs are now available. Like shops, you know, shops are going, retail shops are going, high street shops, because why walk to the shops where you can get anything you want delivered? But there's a good side, because like you can get anything you want and you just get it to you. But then there's a bad side, because, you know, that human interaction is going. I think when you go out and you see these high streets, you're, oh, there's a shoe shop, I can get some shoes, or there's a clothes shop, I can get some more clothes. And, you know, with onlineness, you can you know what you want. But for like clothes and shoes, you kind of like want to browse around, see the different options, try them on and stuff. But if you buy them straight away from online retail stores, you know, the pictures on them are good, but, you know, you can't like test to see if they're good. Like you can do online shopping now as well. Don't have to go out and go food shopping. You could just say, "Oh, I need some more milk. I'll buy milk." They will deliver it to me. It does take longer, and you do have to pay more money, though, I will admit. So, also exercise. When you're walking down into the shops, it gives you exercise. Yeah. Of course, if you're going for a food shop, you kind of like walking to get more food to get yourself more fatter. So it's kind of a bit pointless though. But at least, you know, you can walk to shops. Of course, at the moment, the pandemic, you can't walk to shops anyway, unless it's essential shops, or if you live in a country where the pandemic is a bit, you know, less. It's gone down a lot, so you can go back to shops. So yeah, good. Like China now and Australia have gone back to normal, because their spread rate of COVID-19 is lower than it is in America. So notice when I put the brakes on, you can hear like a tappy noise. It was quite interesting. Just gonna turn off the cab lights now, so it's not blinding me in the cab itself when we go into the tunnels. I can focus on the lights. Oh, let's see. That's the cab light is there, so you can see the panel instruments and all that lot. But it's more like muscle memory. Like, I have a VR device, and you kind of like, because you can see the screen in front of you, but you can't see the rest of your surroundings. So you kind of like, when you have the controller in the hand, you kind of like have the muscle memory where all the buttons are. But playing now, I can look down and, you know, like, what buttons what? I can kind of see buttons, but I don't look at the controller anymore because I can see on the screen and my body knows that what I need to press is my fingers doing it, so it's muscle memory. So when the cab goes all dark in real life, I can touch and know where everything is. The only thing I need to look at is the speedo, so I know if I'm going too fast, if I need to slow down, or if I'm going too slowly, I just need to speed up. Outdoors is okay because, like, there's other lights, like there's street lights, there's platform lights, there's, you know, houses will have the lights on, you know. Like, I think in the age of Steam, they used to have a light in the cab itself, so you had the fire, of course, but they had it so you could just, you have to see where the pipes and the nozzles are to get the pressure right, and I really can't wait. I would really want Train Sim World to have Steam Train, so I can't wait. But for me, driving now in this train, it's all dark, and I know where all the things are. But the only thing I really need to look at is the speedometer. What is this one here? That's the brakes and the speed. So, and then you can see it. Of course, it's in the right-hand corner of the screen as well. So I look at that, then the actual physical one. But in real life, I would look down there. But because the tunnel is so black inside, and no one need to see what the signals are inside the tunnels, I turn the lights off. And I heard somewhere that they actually do that, so in real life. So I'm kind of copying what they do in real life. I heard it somewhere, and so yeah, I think it was actually from the people who made this game. Slightly gone past those cameras. Oh well. As long as you don't go past the signal, you'd be good. Even if it's green, never go past the signal on the platform, because otherwise you're gonna overshoot the platform. You have to line the train up with the platform. Platforms do have like coach stops, so if you have 8 coaches or 4 coaches or 2 coaches or 12 coaches, I think they're also called car stops as well. Actually, I like to call them coach stops because that's what they are. Because they call it 12 cars. And I think it is on the symbols. They say it says CAR car. But they were originally called coaches, so I like just called coach stops. Train coaches. No, I don't think they're called train cars. Pretty sure it's coaches. You wanna the best thing to do, you have to stop at those ones, but if they don't have it, stop at the end of the platform. Because I don't stop. Oh, excuse me. Because they stop. Because I stop. Took the stopping marker off the little red green thing on the floor. You have to go where it is to stop. I think the speed change happens just after the platform. They had it just there. They had it there. The oh, at Edgeway Road. I'm thinking of another station. Ooh, stop. Should have timed that better. How are we doing? Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, it's Marylebone next, or Grand Central. There's different bits of tunnel. You've got this curve thing here, and then you've got like sometimes it's just a little bit wider. Of course, glare and all that lot it doesn't exist in this game, but I can pretend and make it a thing. The best thing where you want to stop is at the cameras. Just this here is perfect. I've never had a perfect stop like this. Well, occasionally, but this is what you want. You want to stop at the cameras. I don't think I'll remove any other assistant guides. Like what time it is, what time I need to be there, what the next objective is, the points, what next signal and next speed thing, and the speedo and the gradient. I think the gradient and the speedo are connected. they're just helpful. Just to, in real life, I would have to look down, but this is a video game after all. It's a simulation of real life. Oh, wait for the train to stop, then open up doors. But down to earth, it is still a video game. The only simulator what actually helps, what's similar to real life is a flight simulator in airports. I know the Boeing, Airbus Boeing A380, the biggest passenger plane. When they were coming over to the UK, the only training that our pilots have was in the simulator. And when they actually did it for the first time, they did actually a run. First time, told passengers. Those simulators are top of the notch. I think Train Sim World is also up there. I think if there is a couple of issues. Not all the buttons are able to press, and peripheral vision, like I can zoom in and see this, but then I have to zoom back out to see what happens. So peripheral perspective is something you can't simulate. And passengers, I know maybe on PC you might get a bit more passengers, but on console I know it's not much. And yeah, and but it's near enough a simulator. It does all the key things like door, making the train go and stuff. You can even walk out in Train Sim. They got loads of different trains, but you can't stand up and walk around and stuff. What Train Sim World you can. So there is one annoying thing is in Train Sim World I don't like is the invisible walls. Of course the whole idea is to drive trains, but you can't explore much. The explorement of the line itself. It's more like more than platforms where you can't go around the whole platform, or you can't actually walk out onto the road. I think it was if it was a little bit, just a little bit more fleshed out. I think I may say perfect. Well, you can't walk through this tunnel either. I don't know why you want to walk through an active train tunnel, but you can't do it. I think you can in the South Eastern Railway, but I think that one's like slightly wide enough, but this one's not wide enough. But you can't actually walk through the tunnel. Mind you will get hit by the train and glitched out into the train itself, so that's probably the reason why. But something like that, that's what makes a great game, where you can do what it's designed in the game itself. So the game itself, Train Sim World, is designed to drive trains. They've improved. This game is better than Train Sim because you can also be a passenger on the train itself. In the other game, you can't. But the train experience that you not only you can be a passenger, can't wander around. I know that to make a great game, I think be able to do what is instructed to do. So in this case, drive train, but also to be able to like wander around a bit, maybe a bit around the platforms. Like I can't actually go up to the surface level. Or like that's why open world games are great, because you don't have to go and do the mission or you could do some side quests or whatever. You could just wander around and do nothing. I think the ability to, in a video game, to do nothing, not do a mission, not do side quests, not even get collectibles, be able to do nothing. Set 25 speed limit again. Every time. Able to do nothing is a great video game. Also, be able to interact and do little things like, you know, like when I put those cameras there, I just have to walk up to it and they got fixed. Like the collectibles in this game is to fix those cameras. And what would make small details, another thing, able to do nothing and small details will make the great game. Able to do a main mission, side quest, collectibles, you know, that's all good, but be able to do nothing, just to walk around the map and do bugger all, is good. And little details, like when I went up to the map, what would be really good if when I fixed the cameras, if a little hand came out with a screwdriver or something, or when I'm stacking newspapers, it will literally throw newspapers in the thing. Or when that would be a little animation would be great. Putting up posters, you see a hand and he peels up the poster and makes it all level and stuff. But that would be great, you know. If little details like that turns a game from a good game into a great game. And I think if you have that in, now of course to make a great game you need either a lot of money or a lot of time, and the fact is if you don't make a lot of games, or still keep making content and then the customer will get bored or patient, like one of the greatest games, Grand Theft Auto 5, we've been waiting on another game of Grand Theft 6 for so long now that you either get impatient or you're thinking, oh, they're actually doing it, but there's so much they're going to put into that game, I guess it. So that's why it takes so long. Of course I don't know, but I think the community has been waiting for a long time, and some of us probably given up waiting by now. Once you've done everything in a video game, you've done it. You can either redo it or you get rid of it. Or someone like me, I keep it for the collection. I like collecting games. I may have played it. I may have, like, maybe in the 2 or 3 years later, I replay it. Or I do things that I didn't do the first time round if it has multiple choice. But long games though actually are also do have downsides to them because if there's a lot of grinding involved and there's a lot of things to do, you kind of someone like me. I mentioned this in my failed video, but because there was no audio, no one heard it. I mentioned I have ADHD, what stands for hyperactive definition disorder. Hyperactive definition disorder. Basically, I'm a really hyperactive person. Well, you might tell, you might not tell, and I have a very small attention span. Sometimes, like a kid. And ADHD is like also if you give a 5-year-old a can of Red Bull and then top one on top it a drink of pop. Oh, by the way, other energy drinks are available. And they just go mental and then they calm down. It's kind of like that, but it's more like an on-off switch. So it sometimes happens and it sometimes does. And for me, like grindy games, I play for a while and I really like it. But then if there's a lot to do and the story drags on a bit, I kind of like lose focus and lose interest. And I love the game, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's boring, it's just like, oh, I want to do something else now. I want to do this now. I think me doing YouTube and every week doing this and like feel like I have an allegation to do it makes me want to play more. Like after I've done the route, I've done it now, or I learned a new route, or I've done a different train, I've done it now. I love trains, but driving trains is so competitive, repetitive, sorry, and it just gets boring. And you guys probably like, oh, I've seen this train, I've seen how the route works, blah blah blah, and you might, this is a bit boring. But then you probably not come for, whoa, another train. Oh yeah, another train. I thought for a second there, I thought a train was heading straight towards us. What else was I saying? Talking about. Oh yeah, and you're like doing this route back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, day in, day out, day in, day out. It just gets boring, and you just feel like, oh, I want to do something else now. But since I planned what I was gonna do and how I'm gonna do it, I stopped a bit short. Over time, I've kind of just do it, and you know. And as I've been talking and stuff, I've been driving the train. I've been without even paying attention. I've gone into the flow. It's quite interesting. I mean, actually, as talking or rambling on, we're at the end already. So, yeah. Make your mind up. See, flick from one speed and then flick back down to the other. Cool. So yeah. Also, best thing about broadcasting instead of pre-recording is because it's live and it's happening right now. Like, it's a bit annoying if I feel like, because if I muck up or said something, I want to retry. That's the best thing about pre-recording. You can go back and retry, but live, there is no retries. But the best thing about this, I can do games what are a bit competitive and a bit repetitive. Sorry, and I can just sit back and just do it and just show and do it day after day. It's hard to explain. And just yeah, I don't have to like play. I think sharing video games is better than playing video games, because when you're playing it, you're just doing it for yourself. You're just enjoying it for yourself. You do all that, but when you're sharing a video game, so you're sharing it with a mate or with a friend, uh, you know, whoever, you know, or you're online and you're sharing it to the world. It's a bit. I feel like it's a bit more. You feel like you need to play it because people are watching it. So there is the like, oh, this is getting a bit dull, or this is getting a bit boring, this is getting repetitive, blah blah blah. But then people are like watching it, like, oh, no, continue, continue. Like in the back of your head, you know, or like you guys say, oh, if you try and fail, and you keep doing it and fail, and people might cheer you on, or they might just laugh at you. But yeah, sorry, I went on for a bit, a bit. Um, okay, so that's that run done. The scores on the door are 21,906 gold medal. I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to go into the menu screen, take a small break, and we're going to do the train from Elephant Castle to the to uh oh, Elephant and Castle to that German train looks quite interesting. All the German trains are they're a bit boring because they're all owned by one company out of the whole of Germany, and they don't have different colours, and they're all the same models. And it's more like the route is different than the actual thing, but train routes are kind of the same wherever you go. They cut into cut into the ground. They make a trench and they put the tracks in, or they have it on top of the field, and or they go through a tunnel. There is no real change of scenery. Whenever I'm driving trains, the scenery kind of blends in together, like field, 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 trees, trees, houses, houses, houses. You know, I think the Isle of Wight one's quite cool because at the end you go onto a pier. What's different? You go into the ocean, not actually into the ocean, but you go on the ocean, I suppose. It's on a pier. The Bakerloo line is quite cool. It goes into a tunnel. That's different. There's no scenery in a tunnel. So, yeah. But that one I've seen, it goes onto the road itself, what is quite cool, and then it goes into the mountains. Wherever you look at it, mountain roads are beautiful because you get to see the valleys down below, and maybe you might see the tall mountains, and you go between the clouds. And it's something about a mountain road what is quite nice, but also quite dangerous. And when you, I don't know, I've done different routes now, and it's just unless it's in the city, you just see houses, 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 houses. you know, and then in the countryside it's trees, trees, fields, fields, and you go so fast you don't really see the beautifulness of it. Kind of emerged like how often. Now, think about this right now. How often, like when you're in the car, okay, of course, if you're driving the car, you're focusing on the road. You're not really looking at the scenery. But how often you're sitting in the car, or you're in the back seat of the car, or you're on the front seat of the car. The front seat of the car is the best because you know if you're with like children, you're up there with mum and dad, or you know, or your guardian or whoever looks after you, and you get to see ahead, and you're like, ah, and the kid and the other people in the back seat, haha, you don't have a beautiful view. Um, and you can see what has come towards you, but in the back seat of the car, you can only see things what have gone past. Um, so it's like that on trains. I think it's nice at fronts. Like I think as a train driver, I'm looking at the signals. I'm looking to see where the next platform is. I'm looking at the line ahead. I'm not looking at the view. Like a driver, I'm looking at the road. I'm seeing if there's any traffic lights coming. I'm seeing if there's any going to be anyone crossing the road. Any animals on the road? Is there any people on the road? What's the next road sign? You don't look at the view. So as a passenger, if you're on the front seat, you get to see everything coming. Blah blah blah. You can look at the marvels of the world. As a passenger in the back of the and in a car in the back of the seat, you can only see things sideways, kind of like sideways on, and things have already gone past. And it's the same as a passenger on a train. It's you know, it's the same thing. Um, it's and it kind of like blends in together. And you know, I remember one time you kind of just like fall asleep, or you might go and watch something on your phone, or watch a movie or something, because road trips are kind of boring. But I remember I went to Wales, lovely, lovely place, Wales. It's a little, it's a country in the United Kingdom. It's a country in a country. And I went to Wales, and I went to a place called Snowdon. Okay, it's the second Mount Snowdon, where the second highest mountain in the United Kingdom is. And all of a sudden, I saw all this mountainous and beautifulness, and it's no longer trees, farm fields, you know, houses and little villages scattered. And all of a sudden, I saw these amazing mountains, and then I think I was like looking at. I think I was watching a movie on a DVD player, portable DVD player. I was watching my phone. I was doing something. I wasn't looking out the window, and all of a sudden, I just saw this beautiful landscape. I looked up and went, "Wow, this is beautiful." Or I remember one time I was we I went to Scotland with my dad, and we were going to Loch Ness because I wanted to go to Loch Ness, and and on the way there you see the trees, bushes, whatever. And we hired a car out, and then we came across it. We saw the loch, and we were right really low down, and the loch was on the right. And he said, "Oh, that's a lot of water. That's you know." He, from that height, it was like, "Oh, water." But then we drove up on the hill, and there was a lot of trees, and there was some sheep wandering around. And then all of a sudden, the trees broke away, and there was the loch right there at the bottom, and this big lock of water. Let me quickly clarify. Um, Locks in are lakes in Scotland. In Scotland, they call them locks. In the UK, we also, if you ever go to Scotland, you call them locks. They're not. Once you cross from England, once you leave England, or once you leave Wales, or once you leave Northern Ireland and you head into Scotland, I think Northern Ireland they also call them locks. But once you leave England or Wales and you go into Scotland, or you go anywhere in the world and head into Scotland, they're not lakes anymore, they're locks. Okay? It's not called the Lake Less Monster. It's called the Less Monster. Loch Ness Monster. It's not called the Lake Ness Monster. It's called the Loch Ness Monster. Okay. Ness is the name of the place. Anyway, I came up to the Loch Ness, and it was beautiful. It was the most. I've been to a couple of countries. I've been to Greece. I've been to Italy. Been to France. Been to Spain. But seeing that beautiful scene on top of the hill, and to seeing this big, massive lock, it was stunning. You know, and I've never seen something so beautiful. I've seen some beautiful architecture, and I've seen some nice, beautiful. I've been up high in the mountains before. I've been up in the mountain regions in Greece and Italy, and you just look down at the valley. But I think that was more beautiful, and yeah, uh, and so yeah, so I think train routes themselves are kind of quite boring. I love trains. I wouldn't be playing train sim if I didn't like trains. And following the train route line on GTA, on Tour and Explore, and the I love trains, but the scenery itself is kind of boring, because once you see one field and you've seen lots of trees and villages, you've seen it all. And normally when I'm in a car, I'm on a train, I kind of, what you shouldn't do on a train, by the way, um, I fall asleep. I doze off. Never fall asleep on a train, because you might miss your stop. You might have to pay more money or get thrown off. Um, be half conscious. That's what I say. If you're on a train, be half conscious. Like, lie back and just like be aware of knowing when your station is. But something like that, I think that'd be really beautiful. Yeah. Trains don't normally go on roads. They have done in the past in the UK. Um, and they have got trams do that, and of course they have to go slower speeds. But health and safety is kind of, you know you have to think about cars and people and stuff, and it's just no longer safe. Seeing, you know the best train route of all times that I know of is, it's in, let me get this right, it's in Vietnam. I don't think it's Thailand. I think it's definitely Vietnam, and I think it's in Hanoi. I think what's the capital of Vietnam. And the train goes through this market. Now the market was there first, and it's amazing. Type in on Google or wherever you type in, other search engines are available, and type in train market. Type in on YouTube. Um, and the train itself goes through a market. Big train goes through a market, and what they do, they pull back the market stalls, the roof canopies, and the train goes probably like 5 miles an hour through the market, and the market was there first, and they're like, "Oh, we need a train route," and they say, "Well, we're not getting rid of our market," so the train goes through the market. I think in Thailand, this big train goes through twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and through this little back street village. And you see like people, sitting on the tracks, playing football on the tracks, eating food on the track. I don't know. They have like restaurants on, and they put the chairs and tables on the tracks. And because it only goes through once in the morning, once in the afternoon, it's not a big deal. And it's not like a big high speed train that whizzing past. Uh, and it just big train goes through. And it's just like stuff like that, and unusual things like that. What is another cool route, because that's why the Isle of Wight route is kind of cool, because it goes onto a pier, but once it gets off the pier, it gets a bit uh so yeah. All right, we're gonna. I need to. Oh wait, let's do this again. Take a break. If this is YouTube pre-recording, this is when I'll put the ad slot in. But I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to go from Elephant and Castle to Queen's Park, and then we're going to finish off the video. So I'm going to take a break now. I'll be back in a minute. This is the time where you could subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and leave a comment down below and talk to amongst yourselves, and put the kettle on. Take your dinner out of the oven. So we're gonna take a break now, and I'll be back in a bit. And I'm back. It was a very quick break, but back I am from my break. We are going now to take the train to Elephant and Castle to Queen's Park. Let's go. Boop. So yeah, this train here. Look how beautiful that looks. I love the fact there's no cars, no trucks, nothing. Just the train. on the mountain through the snow. Brilliant. You know, I will. I think I'll get that one at some point. All right. So startup procedures. We won't put the lights on because of women who can only get to go for the tunnel apart from popping out at Queen's Park. Okay. Oh, and we're going to Queen's. Didn't do that last time. Okay. Let's go. Ever so dark. Got a blooming advert song in my head. Should speed up to 15 in a minute. Once the back end of the train goes through the speed marker. Let's see if it does it as soon as I get to the signal. Just before that 25, you saw it? Angle. There we go. Have it there. Just want to angle the camera so it's facing the speedo and the brake, but I can still see out. Just want to make it straight. Now the train coming in. See that yellow light? See if it changes green as well when we have to go. Yep. Both change green. That's yellow to tell me that one's got is red. Oh, speeding just a wee bit. Also, if to make sure you don't understop, make sure the train for this one, where that passenger no through area, just want to stop in that little gap between there and there. Of course, not all the time it has that little border thing, so you kind of just want to stop near the end of the platform. Just gonna. Did that glitch just then? Did you see that? Did you see how it glitched just then? Also, it says the lights are on in the cabin. There's no lights on the cabin. If you look in the mirror, you can see the light was on the mirror train, but there is. But it's probably designed that way. It's a computer image type thing. Very clever. That is a little clever thing. That's a good detail. That the train would show up in the mirror. They didn't have to do that. Ooh. Brake too much. I don't have it for this one because the cameras here are collectibles. Yeah. Could have gone a bit more forwards. Oh well. Ah, both like to turn green. Interesting. I thought the one on the left would turn green, but the other one stayed right. Oh no, one's more closer, the other one's more further away, I see. There we go. I always look at the gradient. If it's at naught, then I'll put the train on naught as well for gear wise. Otherwise, if it is on a gradient, it will roll back or roll forwards. Because basically there's no brakes whatsoever. I'm not accelerating, I'm not braking, I'm on neutral. So right now we're at... Alright, let me just get the speed back down. We're at 0.9, well, just turned to 1.4 gradient. So if I'm on 0 now, I'm going down here, so I'm picking up speed. If I'm going uphill, I need to pick up speed, because I wasn't going to start moving back. So you have to hold the brakes. Checking tank. Best thing if I slam it into naught, if I'm at a level gradient, then I don't have to have that noise when I put it into 1. See? Just slide it in there. Excuse me. Look out to the left, the Grand Central. Yep. Original name, or they were planning to call it that. Instead of Marylebone, it's going to be called Grand Central because it's very grand and it's central. I don't know. I'm not going to speed right up to 35 because, you know, it's literally walking distance until the next platform. Ooh, just need to... Right, off we go to Paddington. Oh, bloody speed train. Put the dot on the screen, the little white grey dot was a station, just a cursor. It's a bit annoying that the signals sometimes are on the right hand side, not left hand side. Of course, the tunnel, they have to put them where they can, but it's annoying because of normally it's on the left. Signals on the left for that track, and then it's on the right for the other one. Even though it's like one way, I think they're like if you go in a different direction. You hear that little hissing of brake release. Well, we are at Warwick Avenue, aren't we? Yeah, Warwick Avenue. So it's Maida Vale next. Kilburns Park, and then finishing at Queens. Oh, tired. 10 o'clock where I am. I'm getting a bit tired. Might go to sleep after this. Might get something to eat and go to sleep. Going back to work. I have volunteered at a charity shop, and they need me to come in and give them a hand to set up for next week. Next week the shops are going to reopen again. The lockdown from December, Christmas time is April. It's been April. Wow. This is a bit. That was a big lockdown. Anyway, December, February. No, January, February, March. Roughly 4 months, because it was just after Christmas. From Christmas to Easter. Twisted. January, February, March, April. Yeah. Christmas to Easter. The lockdown in the UK has last for. That's if all goes well. I've actually heard that second wave of vaccines have already happened. So yeah, I've had my first one. In fact, I think everyone is in the UK are all but had their first ones now. So yeah. Station platform, station. station red light. There we go. About to head out the tunnel. Where's all the power gone? Back end of the train, that was what? There we go. We might go into the siding, or we might stop here. We'll see what the game wants us to do next. Yeah, it wants me to go into the siding. Fair enough. See why it's not touching the power thing. There's no power, and then there it stops. There we go. Scores on the doors are 16,337. Just do that, and take it all out. There we go. And I'll say not in service. Yep. Let's go out this door. Alright, get the close the door up. Run down. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh. Let's go. There we go. Alright guys, well that'll be it for this week. We'll do another run next time. Yeah. I think we'll do the 10 o'clock run, and then we'll do another last run with the Queen's Park elephant. No, elephant, that doesn't matter actually. Queen's elephant, we might do a different time. Might not do a night time. We might do like an 8 o'clock time maybe. But we'll do another run, and then we'll do the final run in a fortnight. Okay, so that's I've been Honey Badger. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Hit the notification bell so you know where I upload a video or a broadcast. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.